The TP.
What?
It was following you while you were getting your toilet paper next to your bed, you know?
That's that's nice. And then you were like, I want to get live immediately so everybody
Yeah.
can see this. Well, I was sick, okay? I need it for my nose. Oh, dude. So, every time we do a live, at the beginning, there's not a lot of people.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, no one.
So let's just talk about our personal lives.
No, it's just recorded. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, but you're gonna put it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's automatically will be put on YouTube. So,
Oh, okay. That's a bummer.
bummer. And how we say it in French, boomer.
Boomer? Is that what you guys say?
Yeah, kind of. So I'm gonna check some stuff. So what's up in the world, dude? What's up in the news?
I mean, I heard that we are getting back plastic straws in Los
That
Angeles,
is
California.
so cool, man.
Yeah, no more
Like I'm
paper.
super happy with you, like for
No
that.
more paper straw mandate. Like those Democrats. Forcing things in. Like paper straw. Like who gives a
Into our
fuck? You
nose.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do center stage, dude. Looks crappy as fuck. What do you do? You see, he's doing center stage to you. You didn't fucking click on center. Like, did you see that? He just zoomed into the
Yeah, he's going to the
TV.
movie.
I was like, well, there's
There's a
someone behind
face
you.
there.
There you go. That was so fucking bullshit. Oh my god.
So what should I do?
No, you just don't say center stage.
Oh, ultra
But
wide center stage.
no. No, don't do center stage. Oh, that's the one you get. Oh my god, that's actually center stage for your quality is better than mine. No, yeah, you go where there's the zoom and then you do recenter on that.
Oh, I see.
That's it. No center stage. Recenter.
But do you want me to zoom in or this is good?
Click on recenter. Is gonna do his fucking thing, dude. There you go.
Done.
Perfect. Uh, yeah, dude. The word is going to shit.
Yeah. Um. Well, it will at some point. I guess the question is when.
Soon.
Did you
So do you
watch
think?
Leave the World
Mhm.
Behind?
No.
That was a good movie. I kind of liked it. It starts as like this family just want to take a vacation. Like the whole movie opens like that. The wife goes like, "I want to take a vacation. Let's just leave out from the city." So they go to this house, but it's like really big
Mm.
house. Someone rich owns it, obviously. But then the electric and like the internet mainly acting up. The cable is not working.
Was it with
And then
Ethan Hawke?
Ethan Hawke and Julia Roberts. So that's dad and the mother of the kids and the family. And then what was his name? Maharsala Ali I'm not, maybe
Yeah.
I'm pronouncing it wrong, but
Yeah, that's what it
so
is.
he
What's that?
shows up with his daughter
Okay.
at night, middle of the night, and Julia Roberts is not buying it, like because they are saying it like this is our house, so can we come in? And she's like, why are you guys back? And he's like, well, something happened in the city. We just thought like we need to come back. So she's like super skeptical about like, are they scamming us? Like, are they gonna murder us? And they're like, are you racist? Like, don't you see our
Yeah.
car? We are like full. But she's like, there's something is off, right? She's not buying it. So they
Okay.
come into the house and then they try to figure out, but slowly like this weird shit is happening. Like right before this, they go to the beach as a family, and then there's this ship coming towards them, right? Like a transatlantic, like a huge. uh, ship.
Boat. Yeah.
And then they're like, it's fine. Like, I think it's gonna stop at some point, and it gets closer, and time passes, and it gets closer, and they're like, nah, it's fine, and it's like really close, like it's gonna hit them, right? Like global warming, and they're like,
Mm.
like it should be fine. It's gonna stop, and then it's just still coming. So they start running, and everybody starts running. And then it just gets, like all the way into the beach where they are, and it stops because of the beach, but they don't know why that happened, right? They check the news. There's nothing because the cable is not on. So
But was there anyone on the ship?
we don't know. We just saw the ship,
Oh,
like
that's
that's
it.
happening. So it's kind of like this, like something is happening, but we don't know. So it is, I think, fun to watch how they are perceiving it, because how it ends, and at the end of the day, like when you figure out what's happening, like we have so many movies like that. You have all the endings available for a movie like this almost,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So you get something that I liked it, but maybe some people won't. I don't know.
But that's the
But
thing. Yeah, I heard
I
a
think
lot of
the
people
point
saying
is
that it
like
was made.
how I think the good part that I like is like how they are dealing with it. Shows a numbness to the reality that our perspective is like so um positive or neutralized in some sense, that everything is fine, kind of that tone.
Hmm.
um but I don't know, I liked it. It was good.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was like mixed review for sure, 100% when it came
And
out.
it came out right after Look Up,
Yeah.
like the
Don't look
Leonardo
up.
DiCaprio movie. And I think people kind of felt like, that was okay. I think some people liked it, but I liked it. And then right after that, I think that movie was like kind of similar tone. So yeah, I don't know. I think it was good. Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke, dude.
Ethan Hawke.
It's just it's just the best.
He's the best, like
It's the
Nicholas.
best from the 90s. Okay.
I think Ethan Hawke, Nicholas Cage, and Keanu Reeves can go to my like top 5, top 10 actors that like they're
Old beer
cool,
as fuck.
They're like Hollywood, but not Hollywood in some
Yeah,
sense.
agree. I agree. I don't know, man. I didn't
Mhm.
watch any movies for a while, so
Yeah. Chare, my housemate, is kind of giving me some good, tips that I didn't watch before. Uh,
titles,
huh?
titles.
Titles. And he recommend. I didn't watch this one yet, but I think I'm gonna watch it soon. It's
Which ones?
called "We Need to Talk About Kevin."
We need to talk about Kevin. I mean,
Did
I
you heard
was
that
going
one?
to tell you that, like, we need to talk about Kevin.
We need to talk about Kevin, but
To
it seemed like a good movie too.
about Kevin.
It's Tilda. What was her
Oh
last
yeah,
name?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
Swilden.
Yeah,
And I
I
think
don't
back
like
then when
her.
it was out, a lot of people were like, since she's always doing like side, like characters and stuff. I think she's a great actress, but
I don't like her at all.
no.
No, I fucking hate her.
That's very strong.
No, no, I know it's strong, but I think she's an okay actress, I would say.
Hmm.
But I think she's overhyped. Like, this kind of those people that are elitist, in some way. Which, like, that girls, you only meet her at a gallery, in New York, in Manhattan,
Oh, I see. I
during the
see.
ceremonies, that type of shit. Like, they're so hype and so cool that when they're acting, it's not even like a performance. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
I,
don't like
I, I
that
think there's
people
like
say,
this. I think there's like a branding aspect to it too. I think that's
yeah.
how they kind of use that as their advantages, because I think, like, think about it like a model. Like some models, they're like they have like a weird face, but then
Hmm.
they are like also like model, and they're like good looking, considered good looking. I think Tilda Swifton, I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
I think she has like something, like she has a very interesting face that you can put in different characters. uh and the acting is okay. Like she's not like
Oh no,
doing
I agree. I
maybe.
agree. I think your acting is okay. That's it.
And I think that's where she's like has a plus. Like, you remember that guy who did Gollum?
Gollum. Oh
Do you
yeah,
remember
yeah,
that
yeah.
guy? Like, he's a good actor. Like, he was in Batman. It was a side role. Like, he's not a great actor, but he has an interesting face, and like his body acting is really good. Like
Hmm.
the Skarsgård brothers, for example, like who did
Yeah, yeah, they
it,
do.
the
Yeah.
like his body acting is really good. But like also he has a weird face. You know, like you can use those kind of actors in in interesting roles too. I think Tilda is a little bit like that too. And if you look at his like her past works, I think it's kind of like those kind of characters.
I understood her bath work, and I'm like,
Bath
what do you
work.
mean? Like she
Did you
has
check
like
her
an
bath work?
OnlyFans?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
she's
She
doing
just has an interesting
feet pics.
face. I think that's
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I agree.
the
I don't
acting is
like it.
good,
I
but
don't like
yeah.
her face, but yeah, and that's the problem too. I think yeah, there's like this nonchalance bullshit, and also at the same time the bull crap of her face that I don't like. So it's too many things. Too many things. But yeah, man. Okay. Mm,
What did you put the title?
Same.
What is
Same
the
as
same?
usual. Ask us any questions. UFO, Gaza,
We know
ADHD.
everything.
We know everything.
We figured it out, guys. We figured it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, we're on this, higher level of consciousness. Dude, it was so funny though, because like I watched TikTok and I stumbled onto a, a video of someone saying like, "Where's Bashar?" And I'm
Oh, he
like, "What the
disappeared.
fuck? You're right." Like, yeah, since the fucking TikTok ban, I didn't have any fucking videos of Bashar at all.
Huh. Well, I don't remember seeing him on Instagram. That's true.
And yeah, right after that, of course, I saw like a couple of videos of Bashar. the that was interesting because there is a lot of people speculating that if you were to block Facebook, on TikTok, some account like that, basically you would get back your old um, for you page, which I'm
Hmm.
not convinced. Mine is getting more and more radical, so I don't know. Man.
I I've never used Twitch, but I had an account, and I was like, okay, now it's X, so I just want to check, and I deleted it. But when I logged in, I
On
guess
X,
huh?
on
X, yeah,
X. Oh, okay.
yeah.
I thought you said
And
Twitch.
I guess I followed Elon Musk and Tesla at some point. I don't even remember. Like, I bet when he took over, like I automatically followed them or something. But it was like maybe six other pages. It was all like science pages that I followed.
Hmm.
So I'm like, I don't even remember following this guy. But when I logged in, it was like him, Trump, conservative, Republican, conservative. Like, I'm like, is this what's going on my thing since X became X? It's just
Yeah,
like I deleted it immediately, but fucking.
dude, that is fucking crazy. It's the same on Instagram. Like, my Instagram is showing like motorcycles, tattoos,
Yeah.
beach stuff. Um, and I don't know, like for a week now, the reels that are showing off are like either AI bullshit that are scary
Hmm.
or almost violent death, almost, which is fucking crazy at the same time. Like, it's not like I have to fucking read in the comment like, oh, yeah, actually no, like no one got injured, but you see like this car in the middle of the highway, and then you got like a full-on truck that just bump into it, just explode and shit like that. You're like, what the fuck am I watching? Did I just watch like kids getting murdered right now? And that's fucking crazy. On Instagram, like that was something you could find on X when Elon Musk bought it and turned it into X. Like all the videos on X was about like violent shit. Like you could see people throwing other people under the subway and shit like that. That was fucking crazy. But on Instagram, like. I think we were kind of protective of that. I don't think. I think it was safer, but now, It's not as violent for sure than X, but it's still fucking crazy. It's still
I
fucking
send
crazy.
you people talk. Yeah, I think I send you this girl is trying to do I mean I believe there's going to be maybe alternatives coming up to Instagram and TikTok.
Hmm.
They're not saying it, but I think a lot of people just deleted their accounts.
Oh yeah,
And I
that's
think
true.
the
I agree.
numbers are like a lot more. And there's going to be the followers, like the core followers are going to be the core followers. And I think there should be like more news, more exploitation and corruption of our data and our attention. So the more you see those, maybe we'll get more people closing their Meta accounts. But
Yeah, I
it's,
mean, if I'm looking at Meta right now,
yeah.
the stocks,
Hmm.
yeah, no, nothing's changed. Still fucking grew like for the past month. It's fucking
Yeah,
insane.
but I don't think
Like
it's
like
like
on
about
on.
people leaving. I think they're
No, I
like
agree. I
still
agree. I agree. I agree. I
covering
agree.
covering the
Like on the
reality.
13th of January was like $594,
Yeah.
and now it's like $729. Shit, like
Yeah,
almost
yeah. I mean, I think
200%.
it's like, investors investing money. It's like the rich money,
Dude,
like
that's the fucked
turning
up
in that,
part. Like I
turning in that.
was with Oliver the last weekend, and we talked about the AI convention that was in Paris. Like global
Mm-hmm.
reunion with like leaders in the world and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we were telling his girlfriend that those conventions are just bullshit stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't really make deals. Like every fucking talking point that I had was about like this AI from France, which is Mistral,
Mm-hmm.
le chat.
Mm-hmm.
um and okay, cool, but after that, like, there's competition. So I don't think, like, you have the guy from Chat GPT that comes over and be like, yeah, sure, we're gonna do some stuff with you. Like, I don't think it's really that. And what fucking bothered me so much and struck me was there was like these two guys from the tech industry that took a picture in a hotel, not even at the event, but like outside the event, which was a guy which makes maybe component, electronic component, whatever, and chips, and another guy from a fucking software company, and just the fucking picture of them both, they took a picture saying like, "Hey, we finally met," on Instagram. Like they got like, uh I don't know. I think their fucking stock like bumped 200%.
Hmm.
Just that means like you don't come even to get some fucking contract or anything. You just like get to meet someone. You do some fucking marketing, like a silly picture,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's it. You just made $2 million. That's
I mean,
fucking
look, I
crazy,
think
man.
it's interesting because, as you said, that bump is happening because of the rich people's money and that investment that rich people are doing. I don't think it's like us doing that. We
No,
don't
that's what I'm
really.
saying. Like right now, like the stock and the market just like living on its own, dude. People don't
Yeah,
give a shit.
100%.
I think it's
But
like, I think until the 2006, a crash, I think, it was more speculation, sure, but it was always based on something.
yeah,
Now, like, since the fucking tech bros, are in
yeah.
power, and all the tech
Now it's
kids,
kind of
trying to
feeding
follow
itself
them,
almost.
it's just
Yeah.
feeding itself, dude. Like Bitcoin, no fucking reason why it's $95,000. I mean, then it went to $100,000 because of Trump, because he was like, yeah, I like, Bitcoins and all that shit. And then now it's back to $95,000. There's nothing that fucking changed except speculation.
Yeah.
Why? So that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, usually the market, you invest in order to be like, oh, I trust this company, and they're gonna change something. Now it's purely speculation. And I think people are not mentioning that much, even in like economical talking points and radios, all about finance. They don't really
Yeah.
talk about that. I think it would be really interesting to see the movements of the stocks in general, and how people are fucking investing and then taking their money out, like putting back like just speculation. I think it would be interesting to see that trend is like totally different from like 10 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, but I still also do believe they are kind of investing each other based on speculation, which is like basically, I think this company is gonna have value, right?
Yeah, of
On
course.
the long term.
But I
But
don't think they're doing that long term.
it still
That's
needs
what I'm saying.
us to use their product. And that's the frustrating part because we
That,
using
I,
it. Like
this
we
is
can't not use it.
and this is why I'm
Almost.
telling you. I don't think it's even the fucking question. When Trump started his Trump coin, right before, um, the inauguration, all right,
Yeah.
he um he got like $25 million straight up from this shit just in 3 days.
Yeah, but imagine now in the next
So
three,
who I
five
know,
years, we nobody uses
yeah,
it.
of course, and so he doesn't give a shit. So where is the speculation here or investing into something because you think it's gonna make profit or it's gonna be valued?
Yeah.
No, fucking no, they don't give a shit. Just like right now, present. Are you watching Speed, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, wait, that
Should I
makes.
change it? Is it too distracting?
I mean, my ADHD, I'm doing both at the same time. So I'm watching the movie and also talking about stock options.
But I mean, when it comes to like things like Bitcoin, I mean, I think it still applies to the rule, but like when it comes to products, like literal material objects, I think that's like
Okay, then
more
how do you counter my argument about like those two tech guys meeting in a fucking hotel, taking a picture on Instagram, and
for
then with
AI.
stock options? What?
For AI,
Yeah,
the AI meeting convention you're saying?
yeah, but it was not even at the AI convention in itself. It was just at the hotel next door, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And those are two different people. One is for chip manufacturing, maybe, and the other one for software. And the people were like, "Oh, wow, that's so cool. Maybe they're gonna do something about AI. Who
Yeah.
fucking knows?" And then bam, everybody fucking bought that shit, and then they
Everybody,
made
you
shit
mean the
tons of
rich
money.
bought it?
Who fucking knows? Speculation. That's
I
what I'm
think
saying.
it's just because I don't think it's like regular people putting money immediately after that speculation
No,
will
tech
make like
bros,
that
dude. Tech,
much. Tech
tech
bros,
bros. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
But still, at the end of the day, that doesn't mean shit. It's like, wow, this is cool. Bam, I'm buying it.
yeah,
I don't think there's even a thinking about like in the long run how maybe that will be great or investing in it.
yeah. They lose a lot of money when they are
That
doing those investments. Like they have portfolios, right? Like they
yeah,
do, I don't know, certain numbers of investments through the year, and not all of them are kind of profiting. But even I guess one of them makes them a consistent profit, then they're good.
yeah,
I think you need to look at it in like the 5 year, 10 year period, how it's affecting these people. Because some people get out of it rich and then become really powerful.
I agree. Oh shit, dude. What the fuck? It's the tech bros, dude, attacking me, like hacking my fucking lungs.
the the occult.
Oh
What did you
course, yeah.
do?
I don't know. I just got a gum. That's it.
Like a spit.
All right, maybe. Um, yeah. So I cut you, and I wanted to say something about what you were saying, and I forgot.
I mean, basically, if we are gonna do anything, I can't see any other way to attack them. Is not to buy
No.
their products. Like I understand they have an ecosystem, whatever, but
Yeah.
I need alternatives. I don't need just Instagram. I want like five different social media platforms. I don't want to just have stuck with Amazon. I want like five different Amazons. Like,
Yeah. I
shouldn't
agree.
capitalism supposedly should be like that? There's a competition which will progress us. They'll like keep fucking buying each other. As you said, like they have so much money.
Yeah.
And so it's not even the capitalism that they promised even like 80s, 90s that they were like, oh,
Or
competition, blah
free
blah blah,
market and all that
free
shit.
market.
Yeah.
It's
No.
just like monopoly. They
Yeah. And
just
then you see you have TikTok that works pretty well in the US. So what do? You just ban it. So where's the
and that's
fucking
a great
competition
case
here?
study, like that's why they want to close economy or they want tariffs because they don't want
Yeah.
to compete with other countries. Like other
Yeah.
countries can produce good stuff too.
I think
Here's
I
your
saw.
competition.
I think I saw something about that, like on the news in France, which was, oh, the US are really good to market this idea of capitalism, but they
Yeah.
don't apply it to themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't.
You know, So free market, yeah, it's free market. But then when it's their friend, and then up, we close the border, we tariff shit, and then we ban some of the fucking crap. So yeah, I don't know, man. But that's the thing. I like.
But
I understand.
here's my theory. I think the next 10 years, if the other countries, which I feel like they might play their trade cards um, properly,
Properly.
like China, Europe. Um, I mean, there's like India and Australia, Canada, South American countries. Like, if they will play good, and in the next 10 years, they can meet with the production capacity of United States,
Mm-hmm.
then United States have no leverage. I think it's going to start plateau. So
But that's the
hopefully
thing,
we
dude.
won't get a war at that point. But
But but that's the thing. I would have agreed with you. I don't agree anymore.
I think they would do the war just to stop that, just to
Because like,
create
but you no,
disturbance.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you about what I feel from the European point of view right now. Is
Hmm.
we know the tariff are coming, all right,
Yeah,
from Trump.
next 4 years. Yeah.
No, no, but like he's gonna fucking say it like in the next few days or weeks, to come.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, what do we have as a plan? Because we know it's gonna happen.
Hmm. Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, that's true. That's the thing. Like, oh yeah, we need to be. Oh yeah, we need to be. Oh, okay, cool. And
But
that's the
at the
fucked up
same
part.
time, tariffs are actually not really hurting Europe as much as it's going to hurt US.
I agree, but that's the thing. What is fucking crazy about it is this idea that we're still relying on the US as European. Like, I think it's the right moment to be like, you know what? We are Europe. We're still one of
Let's,
the biggest market.
yeah.
Let's go check, with India. Let's go check with
Yeah.
this, with that, and maybe
Yeah. They
China. Who
that's what
gives a
you guys
shit
should
at the end of
do.
the day?
That's what
And then what
you
they
guys
fucking
should
do,
do.
they're like, okay, we're waiting for the US, to say something. So
Yeah,
we'll see with
that's the
them.
desperate girlfriend, like
Oh,
that's Europe is the desperate girlfriends of a narcissist. You know that America is the narcissist boyfriend,
I
and you
agree.
guys are
Yeah,
like, I mean, we
definitely.
think we can fix him, and then he might be like the one that we always wanted him to be.
Yeah, he can help us. And that's so true too. Like I saw the guy from Mistral, like that basically put together Mistral here. Like
Hmm.
you get like journalists asking him what he thinks about Elon Musk.
Hmm.
Motherfucker is like, yeah, you know, he's a genius. Yeah, sometimes he's a dick, but I don't know. It's
I mean,
controversial.
dude,
I'm like,
they
what the
are
fuck do
like
you mean? Like,
so.
it's controversial? Like, you literally creating something, that is gonna be against what he's doing. Like, he's gonna be one of your primary competitors, and you're like sucking his dick a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, why? How? Like, nobody got fucking balls anymore, dude. No balls.
No
Like
more autistic
it's so funny
narcissists.
because like it's so funny. No, but that's true though. It's so funny as like right wing media people, persona, and conservatives
Yeah.
always being like talking about the left being like, oh, you're a cuck, soy boy and that shit. Blah, blah. Like when you're asking them to take a fucking stance on something that is for the economy, protectionist, and all that, they're like, I don't know, like don't ask me that question. It's so difficult. Like, what the fuck? Grow some fucking balls, then. Being like, okay, there you go. That's the fucked up part, which I hate about Trump, is that's exactly how he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. He's like, oh, we're gonna fucking put tariff there. Is his way to be super aggressive, in order to try to get some compromise with the other part instead of having a normal conversation? Is like, okay, you know what? We're gonna put 25% tariff on your blah blah blah, and then people are like, oh no, that's not cool. So let's talk about it. It's kind of this commercial aspect to it. But on the opposite side, like nobody's like, maybe we should do the same shit. Like you don't have to be a fucking dictator. You don't have to be a fascist, but you can say, "Hey, I think Elon Musk is a dick." He's a dick.
Yeah.
That's it. I think it's shit and his product just can fucking die. That's it. You can say that. It's fine. It's not like gonna be a fucking war because you just say that.
You know, I had a intrusive thought recently
Yeah, me
uh,
too.
about Teslas, because like now I'm keep seeing Teslas, and there are like these people invested in Tesla past 2 3 years, and then they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a Tesla, so cool, right?" And now you have Elon Musk doing like a Nazi salute, and my intrusive thought was like, I wish there would be a movement that people will put swastikas on Tesla,
Yeah, I think there was
like just
some that people are
like to
doing
just
some.
like put and like kind of
Yeah,
run away and then
yeah, on the
um
windshield,
huh,
on the giant
on
windshield.
the windshield. I mean, it's just like I would think about it all the time if I would invest in a Tesla. So I'm like so happy that I didn't get a Tesla, to be
Yeah, I
honest.
think there was like some people who actually put like bumper stickers saying like
Swastika.
no bumper stickers on it saying like I didn't know it was like that. I didn't know Elon Musk was like that or something like that. You know, but still,
Uh,
fucking
but I think I also realized that I think Trump is also ASD too. I never really thought about it, but I think he's a little bit autistic too. I think he's
no.
not
I think
smart.
it's no. I think it's
I think he's
narcissism.
autistic too because, like,
No,
think about
narcissism.
it. Did you see them dancing side by side? They're like, and the thing is, I think Trump is not smart. Like that's the problem. They're both narcissists. You can be an autistic and a narcissist, but he is also
That's
not
the thing.
smart.
I'm not
I
sure.
think.
I don't think about that.
I
I don't
think
think
there are
so.
like types of autistic. Like you cannot be, you know, just like fair and be autistic and fair and good-hearted.
I don't know. I don't think so. I
So
mean, at the
all
same
autistics are
time,
good people.
Trump has a problem with
Do you think God is autistic?
guys vote. Oh yeah, 100%. Dude. It doesn't give a shit. He's in his bubble right there.
He gets angry
But
all of a sudden, throws a hissy
yeah,
fit.
yeah, throwing some tantrum. Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
But
Trump, like
Trump,
I
I don't
just
know.
saw them dancing side by side. I'm like, is Trump is also a little bit
Yeah.
autistic too? What the
But you
fuck
know,
is
like
going?
Elon Musk, nobody says he's autistic. It just he's the one saying like, "Oh, I might be autistic." It's the same as um, Kanye West. You know,
Yeah.
cool. I think you're just narcissistic, you know, and then you have like shit tons of bullshit trauma, and then you take too much drugs. That's it.
Hmm. I don't know. I think there's something different.
No, I don't think so.
They don't give me normal people vibe.
I Yeah, but narcissism like real disorder, dude.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
you
that.
can have a
It's a
narcissist
it,
like
no, it's a type two
um
fucking disorder, dude. It's like BPD. It's like the same as bipolar and all that. So it's kind of a real fucking deal, which means in some way it's neurodivergent. I agree with that, but I would say I'll put them in this fucking bullshit. You know,
but you can get a narcissist like what was his name? Like I'm not gonna say Rockefellers, but um he's a finance guy. Like there are so many, basically my point is there are so many rich people that you can like say they're narcissists because like they don't give a shit, but the way that they act is like more like normal, the way that they talk, the way that they, like
dude,
these
dude,
guys are like
we
almost
forget,
like,
we forget, we forget something. We forget that
yeah.
Trump uh was born and raised in a way to be just the best, and the best. Just dismissing the fact that's your shit, right? First of all. Second of all, dude, he's almost 80 years old. Come on. Shut the fuck up. He's a fucking grandpa, you know? Like, we
So
forget,
it's
and
a
I know people
grandpa
are joking
dance.
around, like, just saying that he's pooing himself, like, pooping himself. Yeah,
No.
100%. That's true, you know? It's a fucking grandpa. Like, my mom is on the decline, you know? 100%, you know? So, dude, they're gonna fucking pass 15 miles an hour. God damn it. There you go.
What do you mean?
The bomb is activated, dude.
Huh?
The bomb is activated.
What does that mean?
If they go down than 15 miles an hour,
Uh-huh.
they're
Oh,
gonna
I see.
What?
Yeah, it's activated.
Yeah, it's activated.
He's trying to
Um,
get in.
but um,
Wait, give me 1 second.
he's gonna close the door, or he's gonna change the movie, guys. Now I can watch the full movie. You know, we should change the title of this
So
stream being
so you
like
can so you can watch
Speed
it.
One.
Yeah,
Speed One full
let's
movie.
watch Speed One.
Hey, just put it in the background
Critique
when people are watching it.
the subtext in Speed about our social capitalistic society.
Yeah.
It's a
Uh,
ticking bomb.
it's a ticking bomb, dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So how do you demorph
you
that?
don't slow down. You don't slow.
Just go straight up to the wall.
Yeah, or it's gonna explode.
Yeah. On
Was it a
X.
capitalistic metaphor that where America was going? You think speed?
No, I don't think so.
No, like if we slow down, there's gonna be a war and we're gonna explode. But if we go like fast, we're gonna hit to a wall at some point. So what do you do?
That's a fucking talking point. Like, what do you do? I don't know, but
Well,
still,
you put everybody to a spaceship and then take it out from there.
exactly. You get the fuck out. Um, no, but there's something also that I wanted to talk about. Is this idea last time we mentioned about like, oh, is it fascist
I
regime right now
think
in the U.S.
yes.
and and we started to think about like, okay, how do you define it? And one of the things you said was about media and journalists
Yeah.
last time. You say, yeah, you know, the moment when they're gonna be attacking or, you know, dismissing some voices that are independent, then,
Yeah.
you know, we'll be like Erdogan.
Yeah.
What did Trump did this week?
What did he do?
He banned NPR and AP, dude. NPR from the Pentagon and then AP from the White House. Associated Press, like the biggest fucking institution about press in the world.
Like that
He banned
question
them.
thing, like like the press comes and asks questions.
Yeah, yeah.
He banned that.
He banned them. Yeah. No, no, but what do you mean? No, he
Like
banned.
there's not gonna happen more any more of those.
No, that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay.
You
I'm
fucking
like, what the
dumbass. You know
fuck?
what I'm talking about. It's even worse than that.
Okay.
It's worse than that. So AP, you have like Reuters too. You have like those huge journalistic institutions
Yeah.
that are neutral. They're not like based
What
in
does
media.
AP stands for?
Associated Press.
Okay, and those are referring to the press at the White
No,
House. No,
it's a
who
fucking
are they
company.
referring
It's
to?
almost a company, dude.
Oh, it's a company.
Yeah, let's say it's a company.
Okay.
It's an organization,
Think about that. I
non-profit.
don't know it. I
It's a
don't. Seems like
non-profit
I don't know.
organization. Okay, it's a non-profit organization
Uh huh.
of journalism. That's it.
Okay.
Right? That's basically trying to get the facts straight from everywhere in the world all the time.
Mm-hmm.
There's Reuters too. There's AFP in France. So those are organizations. So they're not
Okay.
bought by any media. Those are not media companies. They're not
Okay.
like
Associated.
straight up.
Okay.
Okay, and basically those are independent journalists. You know,
Uh huh.
most of the news that you're watching or reading online, it's basically those guys that did the work, they did the fact, they came up with some articles, and then they distributed that to, I don't know, CBS, CNN, and all that. And then after that, they basically, you know, create their articles and talk about it. Right. So this is like the basis of journalism, independent journalism in the world. So
Okay.
Trump
He banned them.
banned that organization to come to the White House press conferences.
Okay.
Y- Okay, you get it
Yeah.
now?
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
Which is fucked up because like, oh, if he wasn't going to do any, you know, press conferences at the White House, who gives a shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But like the fact that you're banning the biggest independent press organization in the world, that is fucking crazy, dude. You know? Okay,
Yeah.
I think
Continue.
so no, I mean it just goes back to what you were saying in terms of, you know, like I think this is
Yeah,
uh,
he needs to attack and control the
the press.
journalist outlets, press. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what he's doing
That's
right now.
one autocratic leaders, like that's one of the tactics, like a smooth operator style, like not like Hitler fascism, but like
No, no.
not like Netanyahu, but like it's more subtle autocratic takeovers like Putin and Erdogan. It's like you control the information, which is like journalism,
Okay.
and then he uses religion. So that's what I saw too. He was doing that. Did you saw that? Like we
Yeah.
need more religion.
No, but he
Uh,
also opened a religious office at the White House,
yeah, you
a
because
Christian
yeah,
office. Sorry,
yeah,
my bad.
that's very that's crucial. I think America like still not like so I think you can still use that. Like Turkey maybe a little bit more religious than US, but I think US
Yeah.
is pretty religious too. Like uh,
Yeah.
and and I think another thing that he did, well, of course, like doing law is it was important, but more like constitutional, like basic stuff. But he also had a lot of
That's literally, dude. That's literally what JD Vance said. He
yeah,
say, "Whoa, we need to get rid of this, three-party governing system about
yeah,
like legislative, parliament, and then you get
yeah,
all the different type of powers, the three powers." Like JD Vance say that he said, "Oh, we need to get rid of that."
yeah. Um, well, I'm not even talking about education because, like, education-wise, I think America is not that
That good.
high. Um, but there was a point that they were making these like religious schools in Turkey, like a lot more mosques, a lot more religious schools. There were like representatives from the council, like
Hmm.
where they make the law, and then you can see like some of them were like, well, you know what, education is not that good because like if you look our base, they are not like super highly educated, but they know what's right and wrong, and they're really good heart, and they vote us. And this is like, like they're good people and they know what is right for their country, and they play it like that when you
But
say it
isn't it
like
like what
that.
Trump is doing already?
Yeah. And then Elon Musk has also said something like, well, when you look at the birth rates going up,
Yeah,
not if you're like the less educated people have more kids, and then if you have more educated people, you have like less kids or no kids, which he wants more kids, he wants more labor,
yeah.
um so yeah, journalism, information, um
Religion.
religion, like education, and then trying to find ways to kind of change foundational laws to keep the stay longer.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to
That's the
do.
trick. Yeah.
So
And
we're
then
living
you
in a
become
farm.
autocrat. You
Yeah,
become, it's not like, that's why like we were talking about democracy, plutocracy. I think the system not allowed that to happen for a long time, but Trump, Elon Musk, all of those guys, like the white supremacy when Trump was elected, like 4 years, the Nazi movements, and he was like, oh, they're good people, like,
on
and
both
then they
sides. Yeah,
walk to the console. Like those things happen. Now I think it's gonna be worse than that. It's gonna be. I think they're gonna be more united, stronger. I think they felt like some kind of a defeat when Biden was elected, and I think we thought that, okay, like they may be dismantled, but now Trump is back. I think it wasn't like it's. I don't think it was dismantled. It's just gonna come back even worse, I think.
yeah, dude. That's the thing, and it's everywhere, every fucking where. It's everywhere. Wait, it's everywhere, dude. Like it's fucking crazy. And then the worst part is like people want that. They want that.
Yeah.
Like there was like this.
But I think
Uh,
it's like this is the weird thing. I think there's like a numbers game there, that these guys. So here's the thing. I When I was in Turkey, like like the people around me are not people who's gonna vote for Erdogan, right? Like the school, when I go to the school, when I go out, when I meet with people, like it just doesn't feel like these people would vote for Erdogan. Like it was so unreal to me that he was keep getting elected, right? But then you go to
Mhm.
more rural areas or like other regions that's not my neighborhood or the places that I go, and like you start to see more, but it just comes to this number of somewhere between 30 to 50% of the population. And
Mhm.
it's almost like all you need is like 30%. Like as long as you have a 30%, you can make it happen, kind of a thing. And that's
But
the
that's
core
already what's
base.
going on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the core base. And it's just so hard to dismantle them. And it's just like frustrating. And I bet you guys have it in France, that
Mhm.
30% for the
Yeah, yeah,
far
30-30.
rights.
Shit, dude. I'm trying to find. So there was this data shit that came out yesterday or 2 days ago
But
about
I also
how.
wonder, like, in 20 to 30 years, all of these, like, old fucks are gonna die. Like, I think we are the only generation don't respect to elderlies anymore. Like, if you go historically, like, you're an elder. You're, like, the old, like, experienced in the tribe or something like that. Now, like, they had so much wealth into their own hands,
Hmm.
and like in how old is Elon Musk? Like 56 or something?
50 something, or is it
Yeah,
just
like in
50?
in 30 years, I hope he will, you know,
He would be
move
dead.
forward to the next life without just like struggling.
No,
Like
but that's the problem, dude. I think like it's yeah, I don't know.
I'm curious. I'm curious to see our generation reign because we are poor. We are so fucking poor. But we are also generating some relatively powerful guys. I guess like Mark Zuckerberg and shit.
Okay,
Uh,
I'm gonna read you that. All right. So there was this study that came out two
how old
days
is
ago.
Mark Zuckerberg?
40 something, 45 maybe, 45.
I thought it was maybe like, all right. Yeah, 40. Like it's the same age as you are. So like our
Yo,
generation, we had that guy, for example.
yeah, but that's the thing. And then motherfucker is like masculinist right now and red pill crap and shit, you know. So yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you. So there's like this study that came out, which is a barometer of
Uh-huh.
political trust, right, in France,
Uh-huh.
um, saying that basically people are thinking that they cannot trust the government. Only 27% people are trusting the prime minister. Only 27%. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Just a quarter of people.
Yeah.
Um, and then 23% the president. Only
Yeah.
23%. All right.
But that's
But
all they need. Like that's the fucking weird thing. Like that's why I'm like a numbers game because like the 1/5 of a population, like they there's like this thing that the game that they're playing is like that's enough kind of to create a
I know, but look at what I'm going to, and this is the fucking crazy part, and this is where I think we're fucked. Is they people have so much mistrust in the political system
uh
and elected um,
officials.
officials that the end of the big points of that study ended up with that, which is towards an aspiration for more authority. Right
Hmm.
now, 41% of the French people, it's less than 50%, okay, but still, it's the biggest
Hmm.
score there was
Hmm.
since 10 years ago. 41% approve the idea of a strong man that doesn't need the elections or parliament to lead the country.
Hmm.
You have like almost a fucking half of the population that is okay to have a dictator. That's literally what it means. A strong
Yeah.
man doesn't need elections or parliament.
Yeah. king.
And then the fucked up part is right after that, they there's like 73% want a real leader in France to restore order. Like you get
What does that
two-thirds of
even
the
mean?
population. They want someone that is a
But
real
that's the
leader,
thing. Like that's I think
charismatic,
interesting.
that
People
that
don't
is that
understand.
can
Like you
restore
can't you
that,
can't
that
have order like that.
yeah, but that's yeah, exactly. I
You
agree.
can't have order. Like it's almost like paradoxical. Like
Yeah,
you want one person to bring order. It's like not the order. It's like they're looking for a harmony actually. But you can only have it without a leader that you have group of people can do it by themselves. Like you need a leader, sure, but that shouldn't impose the order. There should be rights, pillars of the system that
exactly.
creates the order or the harmony itself. These people want power and control.
Yeah,
Yeah, give them that. You have fascism, you have autocracy. What are they thinking?
that is fucking crazy. And I think there's something else. So I just downloaded the thing right now, and I think this one is so fucked up for France, especially. Right? Um, Let me try to find it. Let me find it. I think there's like more than half of the population that is um for the death penalty.
Oh, they are for it?
Yeah. So we were one of the first biggest Western countries that banned, all right, the death penalty, and because of the human rights charts, all right. And now you have like almost 50% of the people that are okay with it. More than 50%. Sorry, my bad. Trying to find the exact number, but I don't know. Like, I don't know what you cannot see as okay, we're becoming fascist right now. Everybody's fucking losing their mind.
Yeah.
Like, when you have like autocrats and you want strong people that push orders to people, and then you want people to be sentenced to death. Like,
Yes. I mean, you want a Hitler, basically.
yeah. But that's the thing. That's what I told you last time. I think we're mistaking, and I was telling that to Oliver the other day too, is uh, we're thinking about Hitler all the time, fascism the same as in the 30s, but we're not in the 30s. Like, we are 100 years later almost.
Yeah.
And why should we keep this idea of this exact time, as a reference point?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, it's not a good reference point, right? It's the fucking most terrible one that you can have. Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad. Uh, and second of all, like, we can understand that the world has it working, the economy, the systems in themselves are not the same. So how we're trying to replicate or trying to find, points that are correlating to those times, that doesn't make any sense right
Yeah, I mean, I generally use the Hitler example as the extreme because, like, when you look at Erdogan, for example,
now. Hmm.
I mean, he's not a Hitler. He doesn't do the exactly what Hitler did,
Yeah,
but there are some core things that like manipulating the journalists, manipulating the law, a powerful man, charismatic man, like bringing order, promising a future, and it's like he was like that. He was not exactly like, of course, that's why it's like the extreme, but that's why I always called autocrat to Erdogan instead of dictator. Um, but a lot of people called him dictator. Um, like Netanyahu, for example, I think he is closer to Hitler than Erdogan, to be honest, because he also, does this ethnic cleansing in some sense,
yeah,
and
right.
like he's a lot more closer to Hitler than Putin or Erdogan. I would say maybe Putin is also a little bit closer to him, but they are what they do. Putin and Erdogan, they jail people. That's the thing. They don't kill the people. Like they try to find the strong voices and then they jail them. So if Trump does that too, that's like that's the level you get to, like that level of autocracy. That's where you get, I think.
But that's the thing. I think, like concentration camp in Guantanamo, like
Yeah.
getting rid of people from big governmental, institute, having someone that is doing a fucking Nazi salute at the
Yeah,
White
that's
House,
true. That's true.
playing a
Yeah,
time
those
with the
things are
kids,
too.
like
Yeah.
all the things, like I don't,
Yeah.
that's the thing. I
It's
don't think we'll
close.
need to wait
Yeah.
until that
It's
point.
really close. But
It's
when
not the
you
gas
say
chamber, right?
when you say have a system, like let's say what was Lemon? What was his name? The journalist? John
Don Lemon,
jo- John Lemon?
Don,
Uh, Don
Don
Lemon?
Lemon.
Like imagine him going to jail. Like that's where he was like, oh no, we have like an insulting laws right now, like you cannot insult a certain, like people, and then you go to jail. That's Turkey.
Dude,
That's
that's
Russia.
what they're trying to do with Christian.
Yeah, that's what they're, yeah. And that's, I think that's when that happens, like then you fucked. Like there's like really hard to get back from it. I think Turkey, a lot of people are silent, and they're trying to figure this out through like institutions and laws, because
Hmm.
it's not as plocratic as here. Like I think
Hmm.
the rich doesn't have a lot more control on the dude. um but that's the, I think there are like these tiers, tiers of being a dictator and an autocrat. And I think the Hitler is on top, and then Netanyahu, and then you have Putin, and then Erdogan, and then you have Trump. You know what I
But
mean? And
that's the
Trump
thing.
is coming to Erdogan level a little bit, I think.
Oh, I think he's already past it.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
no, that's the
considering
thing.
they're so powerful,
Exactly, that's what I was going to
so
say.
much
Like the thing
impact.
is, Erdogan, is nobody gives a shit, in the rest of the world. Like you have the first biggest power in the world that is like that. So in that sense, I think the responsibility is already like surpassing Erdogan in that sense.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
gives a shit, what Erdogan is doing in Turkey right now? Like in the point of view of Europe or the US, nobody gives a shit, you
Yeah.
know. But as the US is doing something, it's totally different, you know. So yeah, I get those fucking numbers. Those are even worse because I told you about like
What are the numbers?
death penalties, right?
Where?
But they have also other stuff. So um, in France, right? This just came out. That's why I'm
Can
telling
you
you that.
can you pause for a sec? Give me one
Yeah,
sec.
go ahead. Fucking shit, dude. Yeah, guys, he's just drinking his own pee right now. If you're following or watching it, or that is just getting like a small mm, taste of his pee, next to his bed. Cannot hear me, by the way.
Nobody so far, right? Nobody yet.
I don't know.
I mean, it's rainy. People should be on Twitch. What the fuck is happening?
I don't
I
know,
need
man.
some people.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna tell you those bullshit. All right.
Yeah, tell me.
Um. So are you okay or not okay? Uh, for those quotes or those statements. All right.
Uh-huh.
So first statements that come out is there's too much immigration in France. Too much
No,
immigrate in France. So
no.
63% of the population think so.
Okay.
Islam is the biggest threat to the republic and democracy in France.
No.
61%. 61% of people thinks that. Agree with that. Um,
Christians.
unemployed uh, people could find a job if they really wanted to. 59%.
Not really. I think it's
Yeah,
a nuanced question, but no, I would say.
yeah. 59% of the people think so.
Yeah.
Like they think this statement is right. Um, but at the same time, it's so fucking crazy. To go back to to do some more social justice, we should take from the rich and give it to the poor. 59% of people are saying yes. That doesn't make any sense,
That
dude.
doesn't make sense. Yeah.
You see, that's fucking crazy. Then, yeah, should we get
Or
back
is
to the
it the
death?
other 50% or other 40% is like these people saying it?
No, no,
Not the
it's only
same people.
no, it's like you agree on it. Like,
Yeah, but like let's say like you ask 3 4 questions. That was like 50%, around 50%, right?
mhm. Now, right now it's more than 60, but yeah.
Yeah, give or take. But maybe the other questions 50%. It's like mostly the other side. The 40
Maybe
30%.
that's actually it's a good point, but still, and I'm going to tell you why. Though. So we get this, then we have like the death penalty. 49% of the people think it's we should bring back the death penalty. Uh, then we should get rid of government workers.
Yeah.
49% for that. Oh, 53% or like getting rid, of not social workers, but government workers. So more
Okay.
than half of the population. And then you
Get
have the
rid
last,
of government workers?
yeah,
But who like they want it to be privatized?
yeah, no, this idea. So basically, a way, like the liberals in France always sold this idea of uh, government spending is too much, so we should get rid of, people working for
Oh
the
my
government.
god. All
That's what
right.
Elon Musk is doing right now.
Okay.
So yeah, you got 53% that thinks that. Great. Um, then, and that's the fucking crazy part. The last one, it's um, France should evolve into a more multicultural model who allows a community to affirm their identity. And now you have 49%. Like, we're against immigrants, we're against Islam, we're against people that don't work, but we also want to take from the rich and give it to the poor. But we also want people to get executed. But we also want a country that is more multicultural, respecting the communities. What the fuck? That doesn't make any sense, dude.
Yeah, I think it's like it feels like the other like two different sides giving two different answers. I mean, that's how it feels for me. I don't think it's like the same people in terms of the percentage. And that's the thing. I'm sorry to say this, but when I hear like questions like this and the reactionaries in the sense of like, oh, there should be that penalty, or there should be like too much immigrants, or there's like Islam is the problem, it just ringing bells of Christian ideology that or
But
religious
oh yeah,
ideology. That's like
100%.
because I don't like I know that those are like concerns for a lot of Christians. Like if you have a lot of Muslims in the country and you deem our country is uh, Christian and then we function with Christian values, you get that. You get that 50%.
But that's the thing, and that's the fucked up part, dude. Is France is one of the less religious country normally.
Doro Key is writing us, and it's his first
Oh,
time.
yo,
What's
Dorokiki,
up?
what's up? Do you have any questions about anything?
Political, preferably. What do you think about?
Political.
Where are you from, first of all? Are you from U.S. or Europe? Europe. It's a very general.
Well, it's a continent,
Did
dude.
you watch that
You know
comedian? He was like, Europe is not a continent.
who? What was that?
There's a comedian. He's like, there is not like I don't know how many 5 continents. Like there is,
Uh huh.
and he's like, Europe is not a continent. Europe is Asia. Like the whole continent, because
Yeah.
continent is deemed to be like there should be water around it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then Europe is in Asia. It's not
Yeah.
like it's kind of like an arm, but it's still not a continent. And it was funny because it's just such a Western European thing to do. Like we are a continent too, but actually Europeans
I
are
mean,
Asians, basically. That's
it's
what he was
separation.
saying.
I agree. I agree. But I don't know. Maybe you can cut it. With
No,
like what do
no,
you mean? No.
sorry, sir. You
There's
can't
the
cut it.
Danube or some shit like that. No,
You can't
let's
cut
just
it.
cut
You
the.
guys are Asians. Just accept it. Let's move on to the next.
Well, then it's the same with Africa in some way.
But you should look at the waters around it,
Okay,
like
what is the water that cuts the fucking Africa from European and Asia?
the Mediterranean Sea.
Okay, but that's just like goes around. It's a fucking lake at the end of the day.
It's a sea. What are you talking about?
Dude,
You
it's a
sound so European right now. It's a puddle. Like, what's the difference between a puddle and a lake? Yeah, it's just a puddle is a lake if you think about it.
no, think about it. It's just it's not an open water from one side to the other side. It's
Yeah,
closed.
yeah.
Yeah, you agree. There's like
Sure,
this
but
part that is
all like
closed.
oceans, you can say the same thing for the oceans, I
No,
guess.
no, we are on big islands.
Okay,
Everybody
so
else is on big
the
islands.
whole Africa and Asia is one continent. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
with Europe. Yeah,
Sure, sure, that'll work.
but no, you don't agree.
I would agree more than Europe being a continent.
But that's the thing. So where do you define it? Like like no, but for real, if you take Asia and Middle East, and Africa,
Yeah,
where's the
yeah.
cut? Where's the separation?
The Asia and Middle East.
Yeah.
But I mean, Middle East is also considered in Asian continent.
Okay, but like
Do
so what is the difference between Middle East and Africa then? Like where do you define the border of it?
So I think that's the sea. That's why I was referring to Mediterranean Sea. But if you want to just eliminate that and take it as a
What do
lake,
you mean like Middle East, the Mediterranean? What the fuck are you talking about?
so if you take Europe,
Hmm.
Russia, and go down to China, India, and Middle East, right? Like if you will make that kind of like land on the edges of the sea, that's one continent.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna show you the fucking map because I
Okay.
don't think you're seeing the world
Okay.
map as it is. All right.
Okay.
All right. There you go. Maps.
Door kitties left.
I don't know. Maybe he came back. I don't know. And thanks for the follow, by the way, if you're still here. All right. So tell me where.
Zoom out. Zoom out.
Okay, I'm zooming out.
So get closer a little bit.
Okay.
So you have Europe, and then go to
Okay.
Russia and China.
Okay. Russia is here.
Turn it,
Asia
turn
is
it.
here.
So yeah, but China
Okay.
is
So
so you see there's like water going up and down, like covering all the
where?
coast of
There.
India, and
Here.
then yeah, I'm like after Russia
Okay.
from the
Okay.
north
Okay.
of it.
So then what
Ha,
is
we're
from
yeah, we're
here?
talking about that area. Okay,
So
so
from this to here, because you
yeah,
said this
so
is Asia.
yeah,
Okay.
that's the Asian
All
continent.
right.
Like
So how do you?
still
So
is.
then how do you fucking cut that part from this part?
Yeah,
The
because
Red
of the
Sea.
seas. Yeah, the
Red
Red Sea
Sea.
and the Mediterranean
All
Sea.
right.
That's
Okay.
how
I'm
they
gonna
cut it.
zoom. I'm gonna zoom on the Red Sea. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what is from the Red Sea to here? It's a fucking Suez Canal that we built.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
normally this should be fucking land.
Yeah,
You get
but
it? So this is
yeah.
land. So there's not real cuts. It could be here too, like you can take this fucking part and be like, okay,
Yeah, but
then
if
the
you're
Dead
going to
Sea
base the
area, and
lakes,
then
then you can cut anywhere that
but
has
that's
a
what I'm
lake.
saying.
So
That's
you
what I'm saying.
cannot so you don't base it that way. You base the sea, not the river.
I
Like
agree,
yes,
but then
there's a little bit of a river there, but you base the sea. We
but
still
then it's
call them seas,
but
not
it but it
lakes.
but it's not cutting here. That's what I'm saying.
Not
It's not cutting
100%,
it
but
from
if you're
here.
going to take it as like exact cut, I
Hmm.
agree, but go back, like zoom out.
Okay.
So I would agree more to you, including Africa to Asia, and say like one word for the whole continent,
You know why
than
not here?
saying Europe the continent.
I agree. But why not here? No, look here. There's this body of water, dude, that cuts the fucking part too. But you see, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Doesn't
such a
make any fucking
bullshit.
sense. All right. Like the only thing why there's like North America and South America is because of
Yeah.
this fucking bullshit Panama Canal that we've decided to fucking build.
Yeah,
Like
you
this
can call it
shitty body
like
of water,
Americas, like the whole continent.
like this. You know, doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I'm not like 100% sure that it's a good terminology.
But you're fine with Europe being a continent?
No, I agree.
Okay, at least
I
at
think
least there we
it's
agree
the
on
same
that.
body, you know?
The
It's the
the
same fucking body anyway. But maybe actually, if you think about it, like look here, right? If we zoom here, like
yeah,
the
there's a
Volga,
river.
Volga,
There's a river.
Volga. Maybe if you goes to the sea, right here, see, still going, still going. You see,
You know, my cousin's name is
there's no
Volga.
cuts. There's no cuts. It's arriving here. Fuck, it's a lake now. Shit.
Bam.
Wait. I'm not
Wait,
done.
it's still going. It's still
It's
going.
still it's still going. Look, there's a river, dude, right here, right?
Is it
And then
called
it goes
Volga?
up. Yeah, it goes here, it goes here, it goes here. Then bam! There you
Still.
go. No, you're out on the White Sea. You're out on the White Sea. So you see, like this is Europe. There you go.
I see. I see. Sorry
Right?
about
Like they
that.
say here. Actually, I would even say that
Turkey's European too.
Turkey is European. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's what we were saying. How many years?
Yeah.
But you guys are
But
cutting to Black Sea. That's why we're not.
actually, I don't know. I think it should be your own continent. You know?
We are almost covered with like sea everywhere.
Yeah. You see, because like there's like this river
Yeah,
here.
actually, yeah. That
No,
what is
that one.
that? Armenia?
Here. There you go. So this should be the end. Volgograd. This should be the end of Asia. Europe should be this.
You know, my cousin's name is
This. You
Volga, and
see?
I always love that name, but I haven't met with anybody named Volga in my entire life. He's the only
But
Volga
actually,
I know.
wait. Turkey is which part? Is it like it? No, it's Asia, Eurasia. What do you mean? What did they say? They say what?
Middle East.
Yeah, I know, but it's not a fucking continent. Hmm.
No.
Because that's the thing, dude. Like, I would agree with that. Like, Europe is this. Look, this body of water that goes here to Volgograd, then it
Yeah.
goes here to the here, right? Northern Sea. So this is Europe, without
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And then most of Russia is basically in Asia, starting from
Yeah.
here. Moscow is in Europe. Do we have an agreement?
No. Um,
And
no.
then I would agree, all of that is Asia.
I would still go the academic definition of the continents, but it is. I don't really buy it. It's.
Europe.
Let's ask ChatGPT. Is Europe is a continent?
Ask it. Ask ChatGPT. I want to know. Of course,
Do you want me to
gonna
share the
say
screen?
Yeah, share the screen. I want to see the screen. I want to see the screen of ChatGPT, dude. Oh my god. Is it gonna do the same thing as last time? You know,
What?
it's gonna burn your computer down.
Maybe.
Yes, Europe is a continent.
It's one of the 7 continents of the world, located entirely in the northern hemisphere. Okay, now
Shit.
the next
Let me.
question.
No. They say, dude, Euro
Define
mountains, Euro river, and
define
Caspian Sea.
continent. Continent is a large, continuous mass of land that's typically separated from other land masses by ocean, seas, or other geographic features. Generally defined based on geographic cultural.
So it's mountains, dude. That's the
So
thing. Mountains.
does Europe
Europe,
fits
really? You
this
fucking.
definition?
And you're gonna say yes because of mountain.
And doesn't it subjective then
Isn't it
that
subjective?
it's
The guy is gonna fucking rewrite like
based
ChatGPT.
on so many geographical features? You're on something. At least I want
Does it
something.
say that?
Yeah. The classification of Europe as a continent is more cultural and historical than strictly geographical. If we strictly follow the definition of a continent as a large continuous land mass separated by water, Europe wouldn't qualify as a separate continent from Asia. It's actually just a western peninsula of the larger Eurasian landmass. Why
Gosh,
Europe
dude.
considered continent? But I think it's mostly cultural and um,
Dude, there's a clear
historical.
definition at the beginning. Come on, shut the fuck up. Like, go
I
back to the
think I think
definition.
it's not
Go
like
back to the go back to the
purely.
definition. What it says about the definition.
So the definition says continent is a large
No,
continuous
no, no.
mass.
No, I'm talking about like the definition about Europe, like the first thing that you asked, like
So
this
it's
answer.
one of the seven continents of the world.
Uh-huh.
Blah blah blah. It is bordered by the Arctic Ocean to the north,
Okay.
the
Yes.
Atlantic Ocean to the west, and the
Yes.
Mediterranean Sea to the south. The
Okay.
eastern boundary of the Europe is generally considered to be the Ural Mountains, the Ural River, and the Caspian Sea separating it from Asia. But it is as the definition,
So the
like
Volga,
why you are adding the mountains?
but
That's
still,
bullshit.
dude, the
Then
Ural River and the Caspian Sea is the same. It's the fucking Volga bullshit river. It's the same
but
fucking
are
shit.
you hearing what you're saying right now?
But I showed you the river that cuts from the Caspian Sea
But
to the fucking
i
northern.
i i understand that, but don't you
What?
see the contradiction here?
No.
So you're basing it to a river and a mountain.
Okay. They decide in between.
Okay, but you're basing it to a river and a mountain.
Okay.
How many rivers and mountains in the world?
No, but that's the thing, dude. That I just showed you that river is
why
coming from
why
the
why
south and to
why
the
are
White Sea.
but why are we basing it to that rather than any other river cutting a landmass
Because
or
it's
any
cutting the
mountain separating? Like you have Himalayas, you have like these mountain in China and between China and India. Like, so
sure.
why we are not counting those?
Because I think we shouldn't take the mountains as a point of view here. It's literally say the Ural River, which is kind of the Volga River. That's literally cut the fucking Caspian Sea, Black Sea, and the
But there
Baltic
are
Sea.
rivers like that in Canadian
No,
area. Yeah,
no,
the Canadian area, there are rivers like that.
no, I don't think so.
No, I think that's the part that's the bullshit. Like the river, just because this is going from up to north and like matching with some seas and stuff like that. Wait, give me 1 sec. I'll be back. I gotta use the restroom so bad.
Ah, there you go. Get the fuck out. Ural River. Actually, yeah, that doesn't make any sense, guys. If you have any question, I don't know. We're trying to define what is a continent right now. But yeah, it is right in some way because we just checked the map, and I would say to define Europe from Asia and Russia, basically, I would say I will take the Volga River that goes up to the north that changed to Sukhon and then northern Dvina, whatever that goes to the White Sea, so basically northern sea, right? But the definition right now they're giving is Ural Mountains and the Ural River. And if we check the Ural River, gosh, it's so I don't know Ural River. Um, yeah, it's more on the east side, and it actually it stops somewhere. It stops. So it's not cutting the continent at all. So it starts around Zlatust. Zlatust? Yeah, so still in Russia. But yeah, Ural River. And yeah, that's it. But it's so weird because uh, I think it's a question about like old history, guys. I think it's always been about that. It's like invasion from Genghis Khan back in the days. I think he got stopped there. So, he was obviously Asian. So he didn't go to Europe because he couldn't pass this part. I have no clue. I think he went further than that, to be honest. But I don't know. It's interesting. It's not about being woke, guys. in terms of trying to redefine stuff, but it's still interesting that we are learning stuff in school and you still don't know why. You're like, okay, just learn that. Europe is this and this, and Asia is that and that, and then Africa is that. And then you don't have a clear explanation. You're like, okay, some people at one point defined those rules. Who? No idea. How do you define it? No ideas. I mean, it can change regarding whatever you fucking decide. Here it says that it's the fucking Euro Mountains. Okay. But why in other places in the world it's not the fucking mountains then? No idea. But it's so interesting because like we're talking about that, but I think we're gonna move to the Gulf of America and the Gulf of Mexico. Like, why the fuck you can change that? How? Like Trump decided, okay, it's gonna be the Gulf of America. So then, okay, it's the Gulf of America. Like, what? One person decided that? A president? Why? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. So if I don't know, some president in Romania was like, or in Turkey, be like, you know what? We're in Europe or we're in Asia now. Like we define this because of this fucking land of water landmark. Cool, good. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, Yo Honey Sing Fan. Thanks for the follow, by the way. But hello, welcome, welcome. We're pretty good. What about you? I'm waiting for my co-host to come back. There he's coming back. Where do you come from? You're studying about space for past 5 years. What do you mean studying about space? Like astronomy, astrophysics, engineering? What do you want to be? Oh no, it's a science branch. What do you mean it's a science branch? Where are you coming from? Okay. So what do you learn then? Like to create rockets? Or is like trying to
Okay, I'm
define what's
back.
going on in the space?
Okay, I had a great idea when I was pooping. So, oh, we have a follower.
Yeah.
Sorry. But what we were talking about before about the continents,
Uh-huh.
then I'm gonna check now. But I guess Turkey is a continent with your logic with the
I
river
agree.
thing,
I agree.
because we have a
There you
river
go.
going from the Black Sea down to I think either Mediterranean Sea or another one. So,
I agree. But I checked it out and I agree with you. That's what I was telling you. I was telling
oh,
them,
okay.
It's basically because since it's not the Volga river that
Mm-hmm.
goes and literally cuts,
Mm-hmm.
the other one, the Ural River, just stops. So it doesn't make any sense. Um okay, so bro
Wait,
ask how many people control the internet? It is controlled by just 7 people.
a handful. Let's a small
Yeah,
group
why
of people.
not? I think you saw 5 people behind Trump, right? During
Yeah,
his
yeah.
inauguration.
Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk,
Google and then
Google,
something else. Dude, unshare
military.
your screen.
Hmm?
Unshare your screen. There you go. Venus is the only planet which rotates
That's true.
anti-clockwise. Is it the only one?
Yeah, I think it's the only one.
No, yeah. I was going to say Pluto, but Pluto is not a planet anymore. So, yeah,
Yeah.
poor thing. So, what are you studying? Like space, like that in general? What do you want to do?
How about the asteroid? Do you think it's gonna hit us in 23 years?
Mm-mm.
Was it
Yeah, good
20,
question.
23?
2030 something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kepler have 100% human-like species. I agree.
And do you believe there are UFOs?
Aliens and UFOs. Yeah,
Aliens
come on.
watching us. Well, if you get really close to speed of light, I guess the time slows down, right?
Uh-huh. I mean, you cannot get to
Speed
the
of
speed of
light, then
light.
you're like
So,
not a material anymore. But
yeah.
in this infinite universe,
Okay.
define
Go
infinity
ahead.
though.
No
No planet
planets
of
have
O2.
O2 and water.
No, there might be. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously the Europa has in Jupiter's, one of the satellites.
Hmm. Agree.
There is definitely water, bro, out there.
Dude, there's definitely aliens. All right. I'm not going to state that again. Sorry, guys. But that's it. I 100% like sure with that. Like, did you see the what was it like the return? Of the asteroid that we punched. A few years ago, 2020, we sent this fucking probe to punch fucking asteroid and then come back to analyze what's up in there.
Hmm.
Remember that?
No.
So come on. Like we went to fucking send a fucking probe out on the satellite probe, and then we punch the fucking ground, and then we bring back the fucking satellites onto Earth, like a
Which
year
planet
ago,
we
two
did
years
it?
ago. A fucking asteroid, dude.
Oh, yeah. I think, okay.
A
I think I
meteor,
remember
right?
that. Okay.
And then they just disclosed their research like few days ago, few weeks ago, and they
Uh-huh.
basically said that there's like
Oh,
17
yeah.
protein,
Yeah, yeah. There's like yeah, I saw that. There's protein
out of the
molecules on it.
23, yeah, that
Yeah, yeah.
basically constitute life on Earth. So,
Yo-Yo Honey is going like supernatural at this point.
okay,
Seventh
let me see.
generation is God.
Bro, tell me one thing. In this infinite universe, no planet have O2 and water. There are seven
That's
generations
false.
in universe. Seven generation is God. We stand zero point 0.1 on least.
But
What do you mean
how
we
do you
stand?
know though? Like when people say that, I always wonder like what are they basing it to? Like where did you saw that? Or is it like you
He's
came out with
studying, dude.
that?
He's studying, he said, about
But
space.
studying what? Astrology. You don't learn this thing. Like you don't go to an astrology class and the teacher, okay, guys, now we're gonna talk about the seven generations of the universe. And you got it. One of them is God.
Okay, no,
No.
but I think that's a real question, though. Like, why? How do you learn that? Like, even in school, studying, like, what
I
did he
mean,
teach you to say that?
even the statement of "I prove you," like you can try to make
Come
a logic, right?
on, don't be a
I
dick.
just wanna no, I just wanna tell him, like you can give me a logical premise, but if you're like what you're supporting it with, if it's not true, your conclusion, I'm not gonna be convinced with your conclusion because
No,
you're gonna tell me like this energy thing meets with this like level of time and space, and then they come together. The one, two, three, four, and the seventh is the infinity and the God and the good and the bad. And this doesn't. It's not an explanation. I have so many more
oh yeah,
questions.
you mean yeah, you cannot disprove it because you cannot
Like
prove
if
it
you
at the same time.
cannot demonstrate something in a degree, I mean,
Hmm.
I would understand if you believe it. That's fine. But when you say prove it, you need to be demonstrated, bruh. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up.
No, but okay, I'm gonna be like more open to it. Like,
Okay, you let's
what
do the
what
back up, good cop.
yeah, exactly. Like, how do you demonstrate that? Like, where do you learn that? Because you say that you're studying that, but like, what are the thing that they're showing you for you to even believe it or understanding it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he can explain it with like simple
Shut the
few
fuck up.
texts.
No, I want to know if like what is the field of study like while studying space?
Yeah,
Like in which part of that studying? Like there's
yeah.
different fucking elements. So it is deal with concept which simply you can ask and why we live, why we grow.
Okay, hit me, and we'll see from there. I don't think you read Descartes' Meditations. Check that out. Yeah, Heisenberg principle is nothing to say that it's a backward planet. What does that even mean?
You mean about like time? Dude, it's quantum mechanic bullshit. You know that.
What, quantum mechanics?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so many things we don't understand in quantum mechanics. One, two, when you look at like the Newtonian and Einstein, like when you look at the physics of like this thing,
Hmm.
it's not quantum mechanics. You cannot apply quantum mechanics in like this reality. It's just like the very small things and how it works. Like that's quantum mechanics. And then people apply that to this reality, which is not like you cannot use the quantum equations calculating planets, can you? You need Newton's equations, Einstein's equations, and
Yeah,
that's
right
how you
now
kind of
that
calculate it.
that's how we do it right now. I agree. I agree with that. But you know there is a probability that, and that's the thing, that's the probability, dude.
So
Always
he
that
has,
people are
as
thinking
amount
about.
of matter we having our control. I mean, I have so many questions. What do you mean control is not enough?
Oh,
We
you
don't.
mean we cannot do that or prove it or change that? That's what you
We
mean?
need more energy.
Like a Dyson sphere. Yeah.
Like, but Dyson sphere isn't it like a thing you put around the sun?
Yeah, I mean, it just basically says that, in order to prove that idea of the Innsberg principle, like you'll need so much energy that you'll need to get a Dyson sphere to get enough
Yeah,
energy
in
to try to
theory.
prove it.
In
Yeah,
theory,
I agree.
maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's like this is the part that I'm really interested. Like now he's giving us some information, right? But how are you gonna connect it to the God?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, yeah, Dyson sphere, Heisenberg principle, quantum mechanics. Use those words, and then it's gonna be like, and it's God. Like the leap of faith.
If you can put the Dyson sphere around the sun, we can have more control in our hands of matter. What do you mean? Like we can control matter?
Now, I mean, we can maybe have more energy, sure,
Yeah.
but
You mean like we can like redefine matters that it is in general? You can untangle elements
I
from the
don't know if
matter?
he's using the matter and energy like the same word in some sense because
Mm.
like matter is like mostly energy. Okay, sure, but like when you say like Dyson sphere, that's for to get more energy.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can control the fucking star, power of a star, of course, But that
Now,
doesn't
I would
mean
like to
like
sit down with this guy and then have a conversation. I mean, I know he's studying right now, but like, dude, I feel like you need to study a little bit more
you
too.
study more. There's this learning curve, where you think you
Yeah.
know everything and then you need to crash down in
and
order to be
and
like,
I
fuck, I
like
don't know
I
much,
like
nothing.
when you get into classes like that, right? Like you're in a physics class or astrology class, and like you get different opinions in there too. Sometimes like people argue with the professor in some ways, right? Uh, that's
You
that's
you
weird to
never
me.
did that.
That's
You
weird
never
to
did
me,
that.
huh?
You never did that.
I wouldn't do that in a fucking physics astrology class. Like if it's a
Mm.
film class, sure you can, but like I have been in some classes, like, I don't know, more like physics, for example, that some people kind of like, oh, but like there's this and this, and then it's more like supernatural. And I'm like,
But that's the thing. I think we mentioned it. So we have a podcast, right? And I think we mentioned that idea too at the same time. Um, like the problem with God is you cannot prove it nor disprove it at the same time. And putting God at the same level as aliens, I think this is mistaking. Because the thing is, aliens, there's a huge probability. because it's based on science that and data that we already know, are real. Like we said about the meteor, where we found some fucking protein and shit like that, and we can see, as you're saying, on different planets around us, there's like water and shit like that. So the
There's the
probability is
Goldilocks
there.
zone, like where
Yeah,
the
of
Earth
course.
is, like the heat
Yeah,
and the probable chemicals coming
this
together. Like,
is definitely probable,
yeah.
100%.
But the probability of God is equal to Zeus being real, or fucking the juju on the mountain is the cause of the
The
rain. Like, it's
juju on the
the
mountain.
same,
What the fuck are you
the
talking about?
same idea. Like, it's just like there is no proof towards it.
No, that's I agree. I agree. That's what they say. You say it's like God. There's 0% to prove it. I totally agree. But at the same time, people that are convinced about it are gonna be like, yeah, but I can prove it because of this book. And then you're like, okay,
Yeah.
but it's just a book. But then they're gonna be like, okay, but that book was written by this guy back in the days. And then okay, you're like, okay, so a little bit more proof. And then you're like, yeah, but because you cannot go back in this time, you can see records that maybe they were right because they saw this, which is real. Like, yeah, it's infinite.
Circular.
Yeah, definitely.
It's I don't know. It's just
Like
something.
it's our one of our favorite topic that actually we never did on the podcast.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
we talk
here's the
about other
thing.
stuff.
I always really try to figure out what is it with, like, you're not like religious. I'm not religious, right?
Yeah,
But we kind of find it interesting. We both are, we talk about it time to time.
yeah.
And you know, I still like sometimes go back time to time, like why they believe in those things, right? And at first it just automatically, intuitively, like some kind of intellectual thing that I'm like, are they don't get it? Like, is it epistemology, or is it like, but I think deep down it's like there's an emotional attachment to that idea.
Of course, dude.
I think
Always.
that's the main thing. And that's like, I'm like, there's no way tackling that. It's just so much
Embedded.
uh growing up
Yeah.
embedded, like you can try to decompose it with
Okay, I'm gonna
maybe
I'm
yeah.
yo, I'm gonna give you a theory of mine about the wormholes. All right, you ready?
Okay.
And I think Arda cannot disprove it, nor I
Okay.
can prove it.
Okay.
I think the wormholes are um, tunnels between different dimensions.
Okay.
That's it. Do you agree, Arda?
I would be more convinced of that than God exists.
But you see, that's fucked up because, like, I don't think we have more proof to that than proof of God based on the book.
Yeah, it's a theory, but I think the like I don't remember the video. Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about wormholes and black
Yeah,
holes, like the relationship between those two.
yeah, they were kind of different. Yeah.
But there is also like the idea of wormhole, like in almost like quantum level, like very
Hmm.
small level of wormholes. Um, and I don't know, like even a black hole being a wormhole, because Einstein's theory of you can bend space time, and then a wormhole may actually connect 2 points in space. I think there's some educated guess there, but it may be missing some variable to, because it's not proven, right? Like, we haven't demonstrate creating a wormhole and then going from point A to point B instantly. It's not even a dimension, it's like space, but
Yeah, 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 yeah.
still. um so the theory is kind of there, but what if there's a variable that Einstein missed that eliminates that? So I think until you demonstrate it, the theory is interesting if it's in the bounds of previous discoveries,
Hmm.
which is like some math and physics that we already demonstrated. Like, evolution is same too. Like we have DNA science, we have like, chemistry and biology. We also have um, fossil records. We also have like the rock, the science of rock. I don't remember, but like kind of looking the layers
Geology.
of the earth, geology, and those are demonstrable scientific research, right?
Yeah.
And then you put it together, and then you have a picture saying that there was like an evolution happened through the years. But someone can come and say, no, I mean, you don't know that. You haven't been like 10,000 years ago or 100,000 years ago. You haven't been there.
Yeah.
How do you
Exactly. That's
know?
what I told you.
Can you
Yeah.
demonstrate it? Can you have a time machine and go check 100,000 years ago? No, I agree. I agree, but it's still based on a more reliable evidence than saying it has been created by God, and then he creates the earth before he creates the sun.
And the man.
And like it's just in six
Yeah.
days, but it's not the 6 days actually, because back then the days were interpreted differently. So it's even worse, like he fucked up in a longer time, like it's just doesn't really explain anything. I think again, like the underlining explaining something,
Hmm.
knowing is a something matter, but like that's, I think, a weak epistemology. They don't need too much.
Dude, these guys, you're like you're having like a TED talk right now. Okay, there you go. Give your opinion about this, all right? Give opinion that I think that the world first destroyed after development. So we pray that supernatural human as God, and then will destroy again, and same thing happens. I don't get it, but
No,
maybe
he's
you do.
basically saying like there was like what was the underwater, the thing that you were talking about sometimes?
Oh,
Atlantis.
Atlantis, yeah.
Like there was like another civilization before,
Mm. That got
and
destroyed.
those were like almost supernatural humans, like Zeus, for example, or like some
Hmm.
beings that were like so powerful with the tech, but that they got destroyed.
Okay,
And then we are kind of like doing it again in some sense.
maybe with AI we might. But then he says wormholes are created by heavy weight. If we can create that weight, a hole made to another galaxies. Um,
Maybe one day.
that's the thing. Wormholes. There's like we mentioned it. I think there's a difference between bending time and having like black holes and wormholes. There are two different things. Like people are thinking that wormhole might be black holes. Some of people are saying it's not the same.
Yeah, I mean, I think like what was the fucking, not the Inception, but the other movie. Oh, Interstellar.
Black
I
hole.
think that was kind of like played with that idea, and like the black hole being a wormhole.
Yeah.
And when you get closer to a black hole, the mass is so strong,
Yeah.
and it slows down the time, which is true. I mean, I
Yeah.
think like in terms of like you can prove that even on Earth, like our satellites, and when you get closer to the mass, like the time, there's like a slight time difference. You can also experience the same with with the sun, I think.
Yeah.
But a black hole, huge mass, the time probably bends around it. So even before you fall into it, it's like so much time passes for you. I think you would die or
Uh,
something before
just
you
because of
fall
the time.
into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but then the question is, once you are on the horizon, event horizon, like they kind of assume that would be a way, there might be a way of getting out of it if you're in a certain type of a machine that can just put you out from the other side, because there's like a also a Hawking radiation from like the
The
actually
matter
black
that.
hole
Yeah.
emits from a
Yeah.
from an out thing.
Yeah.
I think they kind of play with that idea. That's how he kind of supposedly, because of an alien technology, gets out of it. I remember them talking about. I think in the film you don't really clearly, they don't state it,
No, no.
but
What
I don't know. I mean, I don't fucking know. It's
Yeah, we
so
know. Shut the
irrelevant to
fuck up.
me.
We know. All right. On yeah, you
TED Talk.
only one scientific experiment shook
I think that's
the
gonna be a long
world
one.
done by Americans. What do you mean? What is the scientific experiment about wormholes? Because
No,
we
it's a
mentioned
time
in one of
travel.
our maybe we talked about it in one of our episodes about the warp drive. Remember the warp drive, dude?
Oh, the
It's
warp
fucking
drive.
mess.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That bends
I
things.
mean, that, to
Like
be
the US is
honest, I
working
would
on that
be,
for years.
I would be so impressed and so like baffled if they can figure that out. Like, to me, that feels like doable. But if there is something like in the bounds of reality that makes it impossible, I don't know.
Dude, we saw that the aliens are real, all right? Like I told you already again and again, and anti-gravity technology. So if they have anti-gravity technology, I bet they can fucking do it.
But I want to see it. I want to see
Yeah,
them doing
sure, 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 sure. So you're like Saint Thomas.
it.
You
Our
only believe what you
20%
see.
DNA match with amoeba and protozoa. So they can explain about human development, which is a million years process, but they done in some days. So now we can now know
In every yeah, we cannot
ever
doubt it
doubt.
anymore. Oh,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, and I think that's why we mentioned about this, asteroid that got punched in the face with
Yeah, I
all
mean, I
those
wondered
acid
I
aminos
do
or shit like
believe
that.
in evolution. I think you do too. Like, we don't have
Me,
any issues with that. But I
me,
just gave, yeah, yeah. I mean, we both, believe that evolution is like
we
a
never
really
had
good
this
proof.
conversation, dude.
You don't? You don't believe in
No,
evolution?
I do believe, but yeah, we
Okay,
never
okay.
talked about it.
No, no, I just gave that example as um the
As what?
process of proving something or presenting evidence, and then educated guess is different than like just guessing something based on logic.
Dude, like that's something that it's so funny because in my school, when I was studying in high school, like I was in science major, right? Like that's something for me at that moment where I totally understood that um, evolution was real. Is we study in our course, we study how we came descending from the chimps and
Uh-huh.
how we can define as a scientific person, how can you make that assessment. So we learned how to watch some bones, some structures of the bones, and some of our humans, structures and bone structure and how it was made up together. And you can see the evolution through years and through different generations and also through old races of humans and also chimps, and you can see, yeah, there's an evolution of it, and then obviously you can look at it and you'll be like, yeah, we evolving, so evolution real, and then you can go backward
Yeah.
and backward and backward. So
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. Like I never doubted, but like
Yeah.
when I was in school and we literally started to learn how to do scientific um
Inquiry.
yeah, not just inquiry, but like a model where you
Hmm.
based on science, and like when you do a study at the end of the
Hmm.
day, research, science research, like yeah, it was 100% clear. Like you cannot, like I feel like I have all the tools to contest the fact that evolution isn't real. Like there's
Yeah.
no fucking way.
I need to go in 5 minutes.
Shit, I need
So let's
to go
wrap it up.
to.
Or I will just like, like jump out and you can continue if you want.
Nah, I need to go too. um Yeah, I mean, dude, like Voyager 2 is not even gonna get close to any black holes ever. You know, I think we'll, I think the moment it will reach the black holes, I think humanity would have been like already moved out of of the solar system. I think we would have found a way to go closer to black holes before then Voyager 2 get close to a black hole.
I think, and I'm curious about this, but I think it's like a huge risk for humans even agreeing on this. But I wonder if some point, like, let's say we found this planet, like some
Like
light
Kepler,
years away, right?
Kepler.
Yeah, like an Earth-like planet that we are
Uh-huh.
like, okay, maybe there's life, or we can sustain life there. And let's say that I'm just gonna make it up, but it's like 100, or let's say 50 light years away.
Hmm.
Okay. And then let's say that we have a spaceship that can go half of the speed of light,
Yeah,
right? So it means 100 years
yeah.
to get there, right? I would be curious if you will put like 100 or 200 people in there saying that you will probably not make it to the planet, but your kids will. Okay. Would
Sign
they
me in.
agree on it?
Sign me in.
Yeah, right. So you
Of
have
course.
these like 200 people
Motherfuckers.
and going in a ship that like probably they're gonna live in there for like 50 to 80 years, or like 50,
Hmm.
60 years, and then their kids are probably gonna be, old when they get to the planet. And maybe we will have a system to slow down our getting old or whatever. I don't know, maybe there's like
Yeah.
capsules, that something. But
Cryostasis. Yeah.
like still that would be interesting to be able to send a group of people who know that they're going to die on the spaceship, but then their kids or their grandkids are going to be the first people who will start a new civilization.
Dude, like we can live on another planet by 2060, I think. I don't think so.
Yeah,
Like that's the
that's
thing.
pretty
Like that
optimistic. Who knows,
yeah,
but pretty
I don't think
optimistic.
so. No, I don't even think so at all. Planets? Absolutely not. The moon?
You, yeah.
Maybe. And
Did
let's
you
say
watch?
Mars as a planet? Absolutely fucking not. I think that's a bullshit, like what Musk said so many times. Like you need to counter so many deadly elements just to get there, just to get to the fucking planet. And then when you arrive there, you need to fucking face other crazy fucking bullshit elements that gonna kill you too. So the probability to have all that all together paid, because there's such like you'll need so much resource. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Did you
2060
did you watch AD Astra? Ad Astra.
at
There was
Astra, yeah.
Brad Pitt was in.
Brad Pitt, yeah. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Huh?
I love that movie.
Yeah, I really like the idea of like we have like these space bases to
Hmm.
do go out the solar system. Like you need to go this
I
station,
mean, they don't,
and that.
dude. Also, that's the thing. They don't go out of the solar system. The further they go in the movie is Neptune.
Uh-huh. Huh?
The
The
further they
further you
go in
go?
the movie, yeah, it's Neptune.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, but like maybe
But that's not even past, like that's more
yeah.
theoretical,
Yeah.
100%. And it's
But
because
I
his
kind of
father just
like that like
fucking goes
station
outside
idea on the planets or somewhere on the
on the moon.
planets
Yeah,
that like goes
yeah,
there, goes there.
yeah. I would agree. Yeah, it might be possible. But like even if fucking shit like with SpaceX, with the BFR, big fucking
Yeah.
rocket bullshit, whatever the star, uh, whatever the fucking calls it, starship, dude, that shit is fucking, you know,
Um
exploding every single fucking launch that he did, which is kind of normal. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's been what 4 times this trying to send Starship. Every single time, fucking Starship just got destroyed. Boom.
yeah.
And that's not the fucking main stage. The main stage, sure, came back once or twice. Great. But I'm not going to fucking space in the main stage. I need to go on the tip of the dick. So if I can, if that shit get like explodes all the time, I'm not even sure when we'll be able to fucking do it the same way he's trying to envision. Sure, get a capsule there, small one with the small crew to go to the moon. 100%. I think they did it last year. Go around the fucking moon and then they came back. Sure, but to have like a full-on spaceship with 100 people in it, no fucking way. Not now.
Um, who
By
is more?
2060, maybe,
Which
but
one
not
is
not
more
right now.
hotter, Mercury or Venus?
Uh, Depends. Yes and
Depends
no,
how you are
guys.
looking at it, right?
Yeah,
Because
Venus for
Venus might
sure.
have like chemicals in it that in
Yeah,
in in the atmosphere it makes it like
yeah.
really hot, right?
And it's the atmosphere is really really dense, so it's really really warm. But I think when you're on one side of Mercury, on one side you're cold, and on the other one you're literally burning. So
Yeah, yeah. All
you
right,
also
I
have no
think I'm
sun at the
gonna
point where temperature
head
is
out.
0 to 30. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, 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 I agree. In
Yeah,
terms of
that's
the
that's
surface
why I was
temperature,
like Mercury's closer to the sun, but Venus because of the chemicals and shit. The atmosphere is like I remember like really high temperatures it gets to like
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Anyway, so we gotta go, guys. Don't forget to follow
Yeah,
us.
please
It
follow
would be
us.
great.
Yo yo honey.
It did. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
We'll try to make a little bit more content on Twitch. We also have like a podcast. You can check our podcast on YouTube. It's Yes or No Podcast. We're talking about aliens sometimes. We're talking about political stuff, society, philosophy, everything. So go
Yes.
check it out. And we'll see you maybe next week. Usually we do that on Wednesday or Thursday. See you guys.
See you. Bye.
So it's gonna take a while.
I know. But I'm gonna close it
Get a
here too.
flight. We'll check it out.